My project is called Momento, which is a series of three devices: a wearable ring, a wall-mounted time device, a wireless charging station. It aims to record and display meaningful moments through the emotional animation, aiming to reduce the digital anxiety and promote mindful living. Nowadays, most people, especially young people, live in a fast-paced city. Busy life and evolution, social schedule calls make people's urban life and work more and more stressful. We are burning the countless deadline countdowns, making us unable to correctly face the rapid passage of the time and feeling extremely anxious. So I interviewed 7 young urbanites, aged from 21 to 31, about their perception of the time and the effects of excessive digitalization. All said they experience severe anxiety due to digitalization and isolation, and struggle to find meaning and value in life. To delve deeper, I had 4 of them take a cultural props test. They perceive time through changes in natural and body, often feeling that time passes faster than it actually is, and understand the speed of time change through their 5 senses. I also explore how often digital products are used in different scenarios, and which natural elements can represent changes over the time. Academic research highlights a connection between digitalization and emotion, showing how anxiety affects time perception and memory. At the same time, combined with the research on styles and related products of the 4 brand clients, I chose Sharper Image as my client. They have the same goal as me. We all hope to pay attention to the health and social well-being of the user through the design and give them a better life experience. I also did a lot of case study analysis, from products to art exhibitions and even some installation art, which gave me great inspiration on the topic of the time. So I have my 3 insights: fast-paced life, excessive digitalization, and guiding mindful life. My design briefing so far is: how can design redefine time experience, elevate anxiety in the era of excessive digitalization, and foster a more mindful way of living? Inspired by small hole imaging, I aim to replace traditional numbers with light and shadow patterns to represent the time. It includes 12 unique patterns to visualize time changes. Considering recording is the same from the previous research, I address how anxiety-induced intermittent amnesia leads people to forget meaningful daily moments. To incorporate recording into the light and shadow concept, user can fill the empty center of the pattern by pressing a stick or throwing fragments, thus expressing what happened. I did intensive model testing was conducted to verify the feasibility of this idea. I tell my user this idea and let them simulate the experience of using it. They report to me that they work and study outside a lot of the time. If this is a device that cannot be moved, utilization will be greatly compromised. This annoyed me so much that I started trying to find new ways of recording my journey throughout the time. I was greatly inspired by the Asian Note Record, which records events but does not record the specific content, and use a note as a visual way to express the occurrence of the event. I integrated this idea into the design and designed 2 solutions: a wearable ring and app. Through the testing, I found that when people turn on their mobile phones, they have entered digitally controlled time, so obviously the ring is the best solution. People can press a button to record the moment, and the data is transmitted to and visualized in the time device in their home. At first, I just wanted to use a simple illustration to describe the events of the day, but later through user feedback, I learned that in fact, the occurrence of the events is unique and cannot be unified into a visual language. It is even difficult to distinguish it from taking picture with a mobile phone. So what is the difference between these 2? So I thought in a new direction, using emotions to visualize what happened. Because emotions are so simple and fixed, people can also recall what happened at the time by feeling emotions. I set out to test the technical feasibility of my idea. I learned from the literature that GSR sensor can collect the user's wet gland secretion and determine the user's current mood. I used Arduino to do several runs of tests, aiming to explore which part is more suitable for collecting data and how to achieve fixed points, data collection and analyze. I found that the finger part can better serve the data collection, and the user can elevate the data collection with a button module. I continue with the usability testing of the emotion visualization section. Research shows that emotions can be distinguished by different colors and the speed and extent of pattern changes. Using Touch Designer, I explored two ideas. One is inspired by a chemical element such as dopamine, has a corresponding structural formula. I created animation with different colors and levels of motions to represent three different emotions. Another inspiration came from blooming and dying of the poppies. Historically, poppies has been associated with the Greek goddess Demeter, symbolizing habits and life. Habits is also a symbol of people's life satisfaction in farming civilization. After World War I, the poppy became a symbol of commemoration for fallen soldiers. I tap into the poppy's rich symbolism of memory and lost history, using varying degrees of smoke effects and color changes to represent a variety of emotions. In the end, I chose a poppy flower because the user told me that the chemical structure formula was too straightforward and cumbersome, which will make them over-connect with their body data instead of recording what happened today through these patterns. So far, I have connected above the technical tasks in series, used the difference command to distinguish different emotion recognitions, convert the emotion into numerical values, and send them to the Touch Designer. The Touch Designer will display the corresponding animation through the switch component. I found two users to do usability testing, and the results were relatively successful. They all believe that this recording method allows their beautiful moments to be preserved for a longer period and inspire them to reflect and live more mindfully. In my final ideation, I chose a concave design at the top of the ring, which could be more ergonomic. The long button simulates the on and off button of a mobile phone, and its lifelike shape encourages users to remember and record their beautiful moments. As for the time device, I chose the idea of hanging it on the wall. There is a laser projection light ring on the back of the device, which can project animations onto the outer ring of this device. A small ball is internally connected to a stepper motor to roughly show the changes in time. I also designed a wireless charging station that can charge two products at the same time, thus reducing the energy waste. The exploding diagram and GA drawing show the size and split structure of the product respectively. I detailed how the individual parts of the product are assembled to allow for better production and recyclability of materials. The main material of both products is brushed metallic silver, which can be easily recycled and reused in manufacturing to extend the life of the material. Pure metal was used because users mentioned to me that traditional smart rings lacked the decorativeness, which made them not want to wear and use them. I also used diagrams such as user journey, service blueprint, to analyze the usability of my overall service system to ensure that the best time journey experience is given to my user. So this is the final rendering. I hope that Momento can use technology to reduce people's digital anxiety, enhance emotional health and mindful living, and establish a deeper connection with our daily meaningful moments to bring everyone a better time experience journey.